Today we are going to conduct a small experiment to start off our lesson. We're not using any harmful chemicals in this experiment, but it's always best to wear safety goggles or glasses. In this demonstration, we'll be using 2 jars, paper towel, water, food coloring, 2 elastic bands, ice cubes, and a kettle or pot to boil water. As you can see, paper towels are put into the 2 jars of water to act as a membrane of sorts, allowing only things of certain size to pass. This will create our water-filled chamber that we can add our food coloring to. Let's pause for a minute. What do you think will happen when the food coloring is added to the water? Will it be able to pass through the paper towel? Another thing you should know is one jar is filled with hot water and the other is filled with cold water. What do you think will happen when we add food coloring to the cold water? What do you think will happen when we add food coloring to the hot water? Do you think there will be a different result? Take a moment now to turn to your elbow partner to formulate a hypothesis. Does anyone want to share their ideas? Those were some excellent hypotheses. Now, it's time to test them out. Let's add food coloring in and see what happens. We are going to add a few drops of food coloring into each jar. We will represent hot water with the red food coloring and cold water with the green. Are you ready? Let's make some observations. What do you notice about the food coloring in the 2 jars? What is happening here? How are the 2 jars different? Is it magic? Nope. It's science, and the process is called diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from high concentration to low concentration. To demonstrate diffusion in the experiment, we drop the food coloring into the paper towel well. The water in the well with the food coloring represented the area of high concentration, as there was a high concentration of food coloring in this area as compared to the rest of the jar. Due to the properties of diffusion, the food coloring molecules were drawn to areas of the jar that had a low concentration of food coloring. We observed the red food coloring was moving through the hot water much faster than the green food coloring in the cold water. This is because diffusion is based on molecular movement, and molecules tend to speed up in a higher temperature, as we know, causing the food coloring molecules to spread or be diffused across the water more rapidly. What would happen if we put something bigger, like a popcorn kernel, in the paper towel chamber? Would it be able to pass through? Let's try it. As you can see, the popcorn kernel does not pass through the paper towel. The paper towel is acting like a membrane, and it only allows certain substances to pass through and not others. In a cell, diffusion is the process that allows some molecules to freely travel across their membranes. Membranes, like the ones we've learned about in your cells, are selectively permeable or semi-permeable and let water and oxygen in and out, but keep other larger molecules from freely entering and exiting your cells. But we will talk about that more in our next lesson. That's our experiment on diffusion and osmosis. Thank you for watching.